And so here we are for another review from your insignificant man, and this one is slightly different because I have for you today a guitar that was made by aliens. Now I know this to be true because this guitar is a beautiful thing, you know, it's like, and it's made by intelligent life forms that came to Earth and really dug guitars, you know, and they thought, I want to make a beautiful guitar. So they made this, but none of the aliens could play guitar. And so they, there's a few things in the setup that are radically different and therefore make this guitar quite difficult to actually play. So it's made to look like a guitar, and to a certain extent sound like a guitar. Lovely boxy 3/4 size plywood guitar, but of course it's tricky to play. Some of these little things that the aliens didn't quite get right are able to be fixed, so it's not a drama, and it's such a lovely guitar that I don't mind struggling with it. But anyway, so that's what really happened. Now what they'd have us believe is that this guitar is actually an audition guitar that was made by a Japanese company called Teisco. I think that's the correct pronunciation. Probably isn't. But anyway, these were being knocked out, sold from Woolworths. Woolworths are a lovely shop that sold a variety of different products in the UK. But they once sold guitars, and they sold audition guitars by Teisco. And this is, so to say, one of those guitars. So my question is to you, my multitude of subscribers out there, I've got a challenge for you. So all 34 of you can see if you know anyone who's got one of these, or you know much about them, or how old it is possibly. I remember Woolworths, of course. I don't remember them selling guitars, but they, you know, apparently did. So this was one of them. So it is old. I think it's really quite old, and but it was made to be perhaps a first guitar for somebody, so it's, you know, relatively inexpensive. So about the specs of it, it is 3/4 size. It obviously has a tailpiece here, with some ornamentations going on there with the little hearts, you know, the floating bridge, which I've got in the right place to get the intonation correct. You know, you've got your scratch plate there, and you can actually see the rusty screws sticking through inside of it. It's so you've got your scratch plate there. I'm not sure what the wood is, but I guess it's inexpensive wood. Some kind of laminate of some kind. Strap knob there. It has what looks like sort of painted in binding, which is attractive, but you know, to give the effect that there's some binding there, I don't think it really is real binding. A strange kind of neck profile, and I like the break angle for the headstock. And it says here, rather reassuringly, I think, a steel reinforced neck. Now we all want a steel reinforced neck, don't we? Right, so it's got that, and you're going up to the headstock there. It's black in keeping with everything else. It's got 3 aside, you know, units here for the tuning, and you know, they're stable enough. They're you know, it stays in tune. So inside it's chunky bracing. It's not notched curving. There's a little bit of rough sawdust edges going on there. Rather interesting neck joint there, which I have seen somewhere before. So it's quite an exposed, you won't be able to see it, but it's quite an exposed the structure of it is more exposed. There's like a 45-degree angle of wood going down there. You know, you can't see the block at the back there. Right, so you've got a bit of a sunburst thing happening here. Now I have seen one other of these, but it was like red, more of a red sunburst effect here. So playability, you're very high at the nut, so that could be rectified. You know, obviously you can take some more off the saddle plastic, I guess it is. Drop that down if you're so concerned. It's got relatively light gauge strings on, but you've got to really dig in to get them notes in. I find with bar chords I can't depress the D string enough to get it to actually produce the note. Maybe my fingers are weak. So I don't really play it very much. I like it. I got it from a charity shop for £8 years ago. But the thing is, folks, it came in a box, and there's the box for it, and you can see that this box has been, you know, it's aged somewhat. So I reckon that this was probably owned by somebody and stuffed up in a loft or under somebody's bed for a long time. But I'd like to know how long. Now, so I'm appealing to the 34 of you out there, all across the world, wherever you may be, to, you know, do a bit more research. I mean, I've done some research on it, so I got a fair idea of it. It'd be nice to sort of nail down a decade in which it was produced, you know. Even if you look at these Teisco guitars, like just look at them online, strange, quirky things, really interesting. The electric ones, they seem to produce mostly electric from the images I found. But anyhow, that's just a quick one about it. You know, I'm not really going to play much on it because I'm not particularly good anyway, and I'll sound really bad on this. So there's one thing that I said I'd never do on videos, and the thing that everyone does, and it's they say these things. I'm not going to. No, I can't bring myself to say it. So I'll say goodbye instead. Now do take care, and remember, in these times, and from now on, the world is going to be a very different place, of course. So we're beginning to realise this now. Things aren't going to go back to what they were like before, but it doesn't mean to say you can't be happy. You can find joy in things. You just might need to look somewhere else to find some of the joys that you used to have before. And we're an evolving race still, and we'll evolve to this, and there'll be lots of fun and joy to be had, but perhaps in a slightly different way of what we were doing before. All right, so do take care. All right.